Hi and welcome to Mixing Like a Pro. My name is Dami. Today we're going to go over how to process your mix bus. And we're going to be using a song called 2 of 4 by the artist New Track City. Join me in Pro Tools as we get things started. So here I have all vocals, all drums, all bass, all effects and all music. So all of the individual tracks here, which aren't a lot at all, this is one of the very simplest production ever. They're routed into the various buses here. So all the vocals are coming in here, drums are coming in here, bass coming in here, and so on. And everything is being routed to the mix bus. My approach to mixing is I do my mix bus processing first. And what I'm doing on there is maybe adding some console emulation like the Slate VMS. That's what I use most times. And then EQ and then compression. If I have a tape stuff, I'll use it in there. That's basically it. And the goal is to shape the sound, cut out any maybe mod, especially. That's really what happens. If it's there, I try to get rid of the mod and I try to maybe brighten things up. What I'm going for is to fix stuff and also to enhance as well. That's the process. So let me play a section for you with all of the Mixbus plugin active.
Need it, go. We was low, wanted more, get it, so we learned to take two and make it four. Hold up, we learned to take two and make it four. Need it.
Now I'm gonna take it off.
Need it, go. We was low, wanted more, get it, so we learned to take two and make it four. Hold up, we learned to take two and make it four. Need it, go. We was low, wanted more, get it, so we learned.
All right, and I'm gonna bypass it and then let's go over the plugins one after the other. So what we're doing here, first of all, is we're rolling off around 30 hertz here to get rid of any rumble. And then around 166 here, I'm cutting about 2 dB. Let's hear exactly what that is doing.
Need it, go. We was low. Wanted more, get it, so we learned to take two and make it four. Hold up. We learned to take two and make.
So you can hear a lot of that on maybe the snare drum and why we had to cut it. So to build up. Okay, so here again, 227, we're removing about 2.6 dB.
Need it, go. We was low, wanted more,
We're gonna boost
get
it.
it, so we learned to take two and make it four. Hold up, we learned to take two and make it four. Need it, go. We was low, wanted.
And I'm also using a very narrow Q compared to this one here. Just tightening the Q slightly, the bandwidth, so I'm not affecting so much of the frequency there, just trying to pinpoint. And then around 4.7 here, seems like I'm only removing about half a dB.
Need it, go. We was low, wanted more, get it, so we learned to take two and make it four.
Seems like I was just trying to control some harsh frequency top there with the snare hitting. And then these I usually would do when I'm mastering, but sometimes maybe mixing too. Will roll off some of the top end. And I know that can sound scary at first, but you can begin to try that, especially on individual instruments within your mix as well. So like your synth, maybe even piano sometimes, but you want to listen. If anything isn't musical, like your 10K, 12K, it might be nice, or even 15K, to just use a low pass filter and cut some of those excessive high end out of your track. And what you realize is things get, you have a detailed sound and a more focused sound and clean as well. And that's what we're achieving on this mix right here. Some low end high pass filter cut and then some top end cut. Like I said, I did this on this track. Don't always have to do that if there isn't anything there. All right, now, so what I'm going to do is bypass the plugin and bring it back in.
Need it, go. We was low, wanted more, get it,
Bring it
so we learned to take two and make it four. Hold up, we learned to take two and make it four. Need it, go. We was low, wanted more, get it, so we learned to take.
So from this move already, you can hear how we basically cleaned up, especially the low mid. And as you can see, that's what we're doing. Majority of the cuts in here, all of a sudden our mix sounds brighter and all of that stuff going on with the vocals. It's already it cleaned that up already. And the next plugin seems like I'm using the same plugin here, and what I'm doing here is getting rid of frequency around 2K.
Need it, go. We was low, wanted more, get it. So we learned to take two and make it four. Hold up, we learned to take two and make it four. Need it, go. We was low, wanted.
So more than the vocal, I think is really affecting the snare drum. Seems like the snare drum is giving us issue in this song, and we're trying to hear that. So, and the reason why I can go to the snare drum and fix it. Why do it here? Let me explain this. So when I'm on the mix bus, what I'm listening to is, I know that every frequency in this frequency spectrum is important, right? If I cut off too much of 200, you're gonna feel it. If I cut off too much of 1K, you're gonna feel it. So the goal is to sometimes listen, and you want to find out where there is an excessive amount of those frequency, and that could be caused because of some build up in some instrument to where it's not detailed. Like, okay, the low mids, for instance, right? So much going on there, bass is clashing with kick, and then you have this resonance bump that you can hear. That's what I'm listening for, and I'm adjusting it. I'm not just going there to grab something because I think, oh, I have to cut the low mid. Not really. Just have to listen, because sometimes there isn't even enough of the low mids. There are cases where in mastering I have to boost like 200, 250 because it's missing in the track. So it's always to taste and you want to listen. So I hope that is kind of helpful to help you know, well, why am I targeting some of these frequencies here? We've done some corrective measures here. What I'm then looking forward to do next is, how can I then enhance? So the first one is correct stuff, and by correcting you're also enhancing. How can I make it even better? So here I have the backs. I am boosting about 1 dB at 78, and then on the high side, which is the shelf, I'm boosting about almost 3 dB at 18K. So this is just adding air. Remember, I cut out some of the up until about 20 on the first plugin here, but now I'm boosting that frequency. That's the trick we use on the low end and also on the high end as well. Remove those excessive ones using a low pass filter, but then still boosting. It helps you get a very clean sound. So let's hear what this is doing. I'm gonna play the after and then bypass it in and out.
Need it, go. We was low, wanted more, get it.
Okay, hope you can hear that. And I want to check something in the plugin here. All right, yeah, because I can hear that everything seems to be solo. So what's happening here is, I don't know why this is selected. The left is selected. Let's just make sure. Okay, that's weird. So now you might hear the width better now.
Need it, go. We was low, wanted more, get it. So we learned to take two and make it four. Hold up, we learned to take two and make it four. Need it, go. We was low, wanted more, get it. So.
Okay, so just making things brighter, right? Let's go to the next plugin here, which is Saturator X by IK Multimedia. So what I'm just trying to get here, this is the tape sound, and I expect things to sound a little bit warm and glued. I'm also using the sample rate 2x here. The better the oversampling, not sample rate, oversampling, the better it is, but also the more you use your CPU. Okay, let's hear what this is doing.
Need it, go. We was low, wanted more, get it. So we learned to take two and make it four. Hold up, we learned to take two and make it four. Need it, go. We was low, wanted more, get it. So we learned to take two and make it four. Hold up, we learned to take two and make it four. Hey, need it, go. We was low, wanted more, get it. So.
Okay, hopefully you can hear that. Of course, we have some volume change in there, but what we're getting is things are becoming, like I said, and that's what I hear. Just glue, just tight. Sometimes you use tape, you might not fully hear what it's doing, but as we train here, as you can hear what it's doing to the low end, especially in this case, and then the glue that is happening. And then last but not the least, I'm using the Novatron. Usually the tape will be the last plugin I use, but here we have Novatron. Don't sleep on Kush. I'm not sponsored, but Kush makes one of the best plugins, especially if you want the analog sound in the box. But I'm using the slowest attack here and also the fastest release. Usually on the mix bus, I'm only compressing maybe about 1 dB mostly. Don't do much, and depends on the compressor. If you're using the SSL, you can be, compress up to all the way to 2 or 4. But it just depends on the sound. So I'm using the flat here, and I'm also using the mix right here. And let's hear. And the saturation, I believe, is at default state here, which is adding something to your track. What I've realized, it has weight. So it's not only are you going to compress with this plugin, you're adding more than just a compressor, more than just the compression. So let me play this, and then we'll go back and forth.
Need it, go. We was low, wanted more, get it, so we learned to take 2 and make it 4. Hold up, we learned to take 2 and make it 4. Need it, go. We was low, wanted more, get it, so we learned to take 2 and make it 4. Hold up, we learned to take 2 and make it 4. Hey.
So you can hear it. It's clamping in on the vocals, compressing the vocals, gluing it, and it's working with the other instrument. It's like, and that's what compressors kind of do. And sometimes you have to think to yourself, do I actually want that? Do I want my mix to kind of collapse because I want glue, or do I just want to leave things open? But this is doing great, and I think we're actually losing a little bit of volume, a little bit. That's what I hear. So that's that. Let's bypass everything now. I think it will be, and let's see if we're amazed or we've just messed things up. Okay, bypassed.
Need it, go. We was low, wanted more, get it, so we learned to take 2 and make it 4. Hold up, we learned to take 2 and make it 4. Need it, go. We was low, wanted more, get it, so we learned to take 2 and make it 4. Hold up, we learned to take 2 and make it 4. Hey, need it, go. We was low, wanted more.
Like, that's how you get radio ready sound, right? Without using any width plugin, we're able to get the width because of the boost, and just once, right? We did the boost. Even though we cut out some high frequency, the song is still wide, and then it's full as well. And then we can hear really what the compressor is doing. I can dial it back a little bit, but it's working really fine with the song. All right, so I hope this was really helpful on how to approach mixing and starting from your mix bus. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you, and have a good one. Bye.